mean so much to me. I'll tell the world how much I love you. And heaven knows I'll place no one above you, baby. You keep me smiling. And baby, I'm so satisfied. I'm so satisfied. Baby, you keep me smiling. Oh, and baby, I'm so satisfied. I'm so satisfied. When I'm down and lonely, you brighten up my day. There, hard times, and I won't let you get away. No, 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 no. When I'm troubled, I call you. You chase my blues away. You chase my blues away. I wanna give you the same feeling, 'cause everyone should feel this way. Wake up with a smile every day. Keep me smiling. Baby, I'm so satisfied. I'm so satisfied. You keep me smiling. Baby, I'm so satisfied. I'm so sad. I'm so satisfied. If it's love that you want, I'm gonna be the one satisfied, baby. You make me so happy. Smile for you. I'm so smile for the wild child. Smile for me. Oh, you got me going crazy. Got me going satisfied. You got me smiling, baby. You got me smiling, baby. I'm a smile for the wild child. Smiling, baby. Feels so good. Smiling, baby. Feel good. Smiling, baby. I'm so satisfied. Keep me smiling. Satisfy me. I'm so satisfied. I'm so satisfied. Keep me smiling. You're not yourself. Come at me. Let me rub your back. Kiss on your neck like I used to do, huh? See your tits. You gotta let go, baby. You gotta let go. Won't you let the juices flow, baby? Flow, baby. Flow. Ain't nothing wrong with it, baby. The juices flow. Come on. I ain't trying to be nasty, girl. Flow. Let it flow, let it flow. I'm trying to be nasty, baby. Girl, let down your hand. Have no fear. I'm gonna take good care of you. Come on. But you gotta open up. Show me some love. I'm sure that I can pull you through. I can pull you through. Say there ain't nothing wrong. Growing on. Come on. Some Luther or some Marvin Gaye. Baby, just relax. You can reach climax. Trust me, girl, don't tell me no. Won't you let the juices flow? to your toe. Feel it flow, feel it flow. Baby, forget about the kids. What your ex-boyfriend did tonight, just let the feelings flow, roll and flow. See, we won't tell no one. We had so much fun. Keep it on the down low, down low, down low. Put on your favorite dress, or better yet, girl, don't put on anything, nothing. I'm leaving it up to you. What we gonna do? We can do it fast or slow. Won't you let the juices flow? Let them flow, baby. From your head down to your toe. I ain't trying to be nasty, baby. I just want to feel good. Feel real, 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 real good. Come on, baby. Woo. See, I wanna make you smile. I wanna make it right, make you see the light every day and night. Give you all the things you need. Never let you down, always be around. Bring your feelings out, make you scream and shout. Hey, baby, let the juices flow. Come on, baby.
Here I come.
Juices, I ain't trying to be nasty, baby. Flow, baby, I ain't trying. Still, won't you let the juices flow? Come on, flow. I ain't trying to be nasty, baby. I just want you to be happy, baby. Juices flow, baby. Let me love you back, girl. We're keeping on the down low. If you let the juices flow, let the juices flow. Just be relaxed. Pull your body. Said you got too much stored up inside me. What you trying to hide, baby? Swallow your selfish pride. Let me come inside, baby, baby, baby. Let the juices flow. Oh, baby. Won't you let the juices flow? The juices flow.
As soon as this song stops, I'm going in. Two minutes, I'm going in.
Had a chance to find true love and make it last forever. From the first day, I knew it was just you and I together. What made you try those childish games? What made you want to use me? Till now today we're not the same, and you're about to lose me, baby. I've been a fool for you. You gave me the runaround. I've been a fool for you, but it's over now. It's over now. You stood me up as you put me down, in front of all your best friends. You seem to love to show yourself in front of all the other men. You tell the girl that I don't mind, and you got such a good day. But one day soon you're gonna find this fool of yours is missing, baby.
Hey, they give me the runaround. But it's over now. All right. All right, family. Now, I'm doing this kind of janky today. It's not all professional. I'm not streaming from my desktop. This is actually my cell phone, right? And I just had to do it this way because I want to get close up. I want to get close up and put it on a word or a letter or, you know what I mean? And so people can see, right? Let me clean my screen first of all. No. All right. So let me clean my screen. Let me clear my throat. Okay? So I wanted to make this video because I figured out something about these Nubians, and that's just what they are, and why WUDJAU, Smash Rockwell, and Brother Ankh is lying about it, right? Because they initially made a mistake, right? Let me show. Hold on one second. Let me just see if this is the right one. Okay, forget it. But they initially made a mistake with the Table of Nations, right? And which wasn't the Table of Nations, right? Then they were showing the Nubian under Diodorus Siculus writing when he was actually talking about sub-Saharan Africans and not Egyptians. So I was going to show this, but I see I don't have that screen up, so I'll just talk about it, right? So we went from the botched up photo of the race of mankind, the 4 races of men, but it had 2 Nubians on it, right? Then we went from putting a picture of a Nubian under Diodorus Siculus writings when he was actually talking about a Ethiopian, right? And then they had to cover a lie with another lie, and then lie on top of that lie, and it just continues, and they just snowballed all the lies to where now they're trapped, right? Chief Edge got them trapped, right? And that's why, one second, WUDJAU is making all these videos every day about the Book of Gates, right? And the Thebing Mapping Project, which I brought to the forefront, right? Correcting the Thebing Mapping Project as if they're wrong and people for it, right? And he's just been streaming for at least 9 hours today, 9 hours the day before. I mean, like, just total these 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. This one was 18, 19, 20. Like, in the 2-3 days, he's been streaming for about 25 hours, trying to save face and fooling everyone, right? So let's get back to these Nubians, as it says here, right? In the 5th hour of the Book of Gates. Now, I'm going to clarify why these are Nubians, right? And the reason why they're Nubians is, remember these 3 things. Because their cultural dress says they're Nubian. Because all the scholars on the planet says they're Nubian, and because of what the Egyptians wrote in the Egyptian story says they're Nubians. Okay? 3 points. Okay? We're going to go over why that they're caught in a lie and claiming that they're not Nubians when the entire world of academia claims them to be Nubians. Okay? So, let me start off 1 second with, hold on. Now, this is about the Book of Gates, right? On Wikipedia. Okay, it just breaks it down. And the Book of Gates is really discussing the 4 races of men. Okay? The Libyan, the Nubian, the Asiatic, and the Egyptian. Those are the 4 men. There's only one who's pitch black, and that's always 100% of the time the Nubian and never ever anyone else, right? Now, it says it here, the 4 races of the world, right? A Libyan, Tamahu, a Nubian, Nahisu, an Asiatic, Amu, and a what? Egyptian. And what's the Egyptian's name? They don't say Rimich. They say Reth. Reth. I'm thinking the scholars are right when it's Reth. I don't know where the WUDJAU and them got the word Rimich from. It's similar, but I'm not going to devote this video to going in on Reth versus Rimit. But the scholars say Reth. They don't say Rimich. They don't say RMT. They say Reth. And WUDJAU had showed a definition of Reth, and it means the Egyptians. Okay? Now, the Book of Gates. You will always, and we're going to come back to Eric Horning. Remember Eric Horning. Remember Wallace Budge. Okay? In the Book of Gates, they have the 4 races of men, and here they are in 4s. You have the 4 Egyptians. This is Heru. You have the 4 Egyptians. The 1, 2, 3, 4 Asiatics. The 4 Nubians and the 4 Libyans. The Nubians are always, 100% of the time, pitch black. With the little cross across the chest. Hey, let me say what's happening to my people. Okay, whatever. What's up, Squally? Markel Maxwell, Chaz, Jesus Price, G Styles, right? Would you say Maxwell? Peace, Chief X. Post your website in the chat so I can check it out. Okay, I'll do that. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so down here, Reth, what was that? The Egyptians. Amu, Asiatics, Nahisu, Nubians, and Tamahu, the Libyans. They go Reth again. Not Rimich, Reth. Okay? See, WUDJAU and Asar needs to go study under some professionals and credentialed people because they're winging it and fucking it up and then coming back to miseducate you. And then you don't know no better because you only have one source, and that's WUDJAU and Asar and the people who are not professionals and don't have credentials in this. Okay? So you're basing off of them being correct and they're wrong as fuck. Okay? We're going to get back to Reth again. Hey, Chaz, we know they're fucking blanket terms. That's what everybody knows them as. So when I'm speaking to the people, I speak to the people in the language that they understand. They know what a Nubian is. They may not have never heard of Nahisiu, or however you pronounce it. Okay? So to be clear and to educate properly, we must use universal terms so we don't confuse people. Okay? I'm not here to play semantic games like other people. I'm here to make it plain and make it real. Asiatics, Nubians, Libyans, and Egyptians. Period. Okay? That's what I do. Okay. Now, we're going to go to, where should I go first? Over here. They also, where is it at? Hold on one second. On this one, they also call the Egyptians what? Reth, the Egyptians. So it's speaking about the four groups of four men representing the four races of what? Mankind, also known as Remich, RMT. Okay? Reth, the Egyptians, Amu, the Asiatics, Nahisu, the Nubians, and other African races, and the Tamahu, fair-skinned Libyans, okay? Sekhmet is mentioned in the text connected with this section, but does not appear in the images, and we're going to get to that, okay? One second. Now, you guys have to pay attention, and you have to have good listening comprehension, because I had watched WUDJAU's video, and I knew it was more to it than he was explaining. And this is why I always say WUDJAU is a liar. So what he does is lie by omission. When you lie by omission, you fail to omit a certain fact. So I'm going to go through this real quick, and we're going to show the reality of why the Nubians are here, right? And who else, Chief X, do they have a picture just like this of who was protected in the Amduat? Okay? Also, you have the Asiatics. Okay? Pay attention. Asiatics. You also have the Libyans. As you see, the Libyans in the 5th hour of the Book of Gates in the tomb of Ramses. Okay? What you don't have is the Egyptians. And why don't you have the Egyptians? You have the Libyans, pictured here, the close-up. You have the Asiatics, and you have the Nubians. Where is the Egyptian with two figures like this? He's not there. Now, that is the Egyptian, and that is the Egyptian. Okay? That's where they are. And we're going to break down why they're not going through the underworld with the rest of the three. Okay? So let's just briefly, you know what? Let me do this. Let me do it this way. Hold on. Remember this. It's talking about hour 5, right? The great hymn of Akhenaten is said to care even for foreign people. Remember that. The great hymn of Akhenaten is said to care for even foreign people, and hence they are sheltered in the realm of the dead according to the Book of Gates. Let's read that again. I need you to remember this. A great hymn of Akhenaten is said to be is said to even care for foreign people, and hence they are sheltered in the realm of the dead according to the Book of Gates. Right? These are all foreigners to Egypt. The Libyan, I'm sorry, the Libyan. Did I say Libyan? This is the Libyan. The Asiatic are foreigners. And the Nubian are foreigners. There is no Egyptian with a picture like this for a reason. Okay? These are the foreigners that they even protect and guide through the Amdawat in protection. Okay? The Egyptian is not there for a reason. Okay? Now, let's go back here. 1 second. This is Wallace Budge book on the hieroglyphs, okay? I had went through it. Now, also on different things, they also call the Egyptian Reth here. Why aren't they using RMT, Remit, to refer to the Egyptians? Why? Why everywhere I see the professionals and the credentialed people are saying Reth? Let's continue on. I'm just trying to show we're leading up to something. Translation by Wallace E. Budge, which is Wallace E. Budge. Here you go. Let me just show you so you can understand. The Egyptian Hieroglyph Dictionary. Okay? Translation by Wallace Budge. He says the first are the what? Reth. He's talking about the Egyptians. The second are the Amu. The Libyan. The Asiatic. Then the Nehisu. The Nubian. The fourth are the Tamahu. The Libyan. The Reth, not RMT, not Remit, the Reth are what? Egyptians. That's their fucking name. Remit means people or mankind. Okay? Follow me and listen closely. I don't have no time to lie or bullshit you, right? Again, here, race in the classical area, they're talking about the 4 races of mankind. The earliest classification system used to understand human diversity and evidenced by ancient manuscripts, scrolls, and stone tablets recovered through the archaeological, historical, and literary research. The ancient Egyptians had the Book of Gates, dated to the kingdom between 1550 BC and 1077 BC. And over here, they're also naming them the 4 categories known to them at the time. The Amu, the Asiatics. The Nehisu, the Nubians. Again, Reth is the Egyptians. Now, why does the conscious community say Reth? When all the scholars are saying Reth, maybe somebody got it wrong. Maybe WUDJAU and Asar and all them, the uncredentialed people, maybe they got it fucking wrong. And it calls us Tamahu Libyans. Huh? Now, not finished. We ready to go here. Hold on. Now, WUDJAU did a live today, and he called these characters down here Nubians. Those are the same characters here. You want to hear WUDJAU call them Libyans? Nubians? Listen.
Right here, you're looking at 4. Then, to the right of them, you start to see 4 Nehisiu. You see 4 Nehisiu.
He sent 4 Nubians.
All right, y'all take a script.
WUDJAU said that. Because that's just what the fuck they are. But for some reason, when you come over here, he's trying to tell you that these are Egyptians. When everybody in the academic world knows better. Why is he flip-flopping Listen.
Screenshot of this now. I'll leave it up for a minute. So, American Dream, go ahead and re-ask your question because I just want to show this because of your question. But re-ask your question, please, if you can hear me.
It looks like I'm having a bad connection. Can you hear me?
Okay, fuck all that. Y'all heard him say those are the Nehisi. Okay? Now, over here, WUDJAU breaks down the other day, and what made me catch it was something he said. This is the cattle of Ra, or Horus, right here. These are the Egyptians, right? Heru is an Egyptian god, deity. So is Sekhmet. Okay? So understand this and listen closely. Where do I start? Okay. Let me go back to 236. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all, because I'm doing this janky.
That's where we are in the tomb. Now the text is above their head, and as we can see it in the tomb, we see it all the text above their head. It goes around. Now, so what I'm going to show is the reproduction of it because I don't want to keep switching back and forth from the tomb and this portion is cut off, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to show you the reproduction of it. And so here's the text above their head. And so I'm going to point out, I'm not going to read the whole thing because I don't want to take up too much time, but I want to point out because the brother mentioned Sekhmet. And so I'm going to...
Bam. Someone mentioned Sekhmet to him, which forced him to explain, what about Sekhmet? See, he doesn't do this from jump. People have to ask questions and then catch him, and then he'll start explaining more when he should have explained more from the jump so we get a total understanding. Now, what is he about to say about Sekhmet?
Show you where Sekhmet is mentioned in the text. Matter of fact, we're gonna test everybody out. I want somebody else to point out. Let me zoom in. Okay, so here's the first half, the first portion, and I want either anybody on the panel or anybody in the chat to point to me. Matter of fact, let me finish number these columns. Matter of fact, you can call off the number of the column where you see Sekhmet's name.
Now, I'm pausing because it's going to take a while. People are going to be trying to guess where's Sekhmet's name up here in the glyphs, okay? So I'm just going to fast forward it to where he found it. To where it's found. Hold on.
So that's the next answer I was waiting on. Okay, so let me just show you all, tell you all. All right, and I'm only doing this because the brother Victor brought up Sekhmet, and I needed any excuse to...
You should have done it before, because this was an important clue for us to get an understanding.
Kind of go over some of these glyphs with y'all. All right, but it's interesting. This is interesting. The text is interesting. All right.
He's trying to figure out the right words to say where he don't give it away that he's been caught lying.
Anyway, so 16 and 17 is correct. All right, 16 and 17 is correct. Okay, and so it starts at the bottom of 16 where you see the triliteral glyph. And by triliteral, I mean a glyph that represents...
Mind you, the Asiatics are foreigners. These are the Egyptians. The cattle of Ra. These are basically the cattle of Ra right here, the Egyptians. In general, basically. This is a foreigner.
There's 3 consonants, and we transliterate it with 3 consonants. We have the word Sekhem here, and then the complement and T. So Sekhem, some people pronounce her name Sekhemt, and we traditionally, ordinarily say Sekhmet. So Sekhem and then Et, Sekhemet, or Sekhmet. And then you see her, which is a seated lioness deity with the sun disk above her head. Now I know this is maybe
Sekhmet also, she represents protection. So understand that.
a little blurry on the screen. But that's her as a determinative. That's the deity as a determinative of her name. So you have Sekhmet. So it's the bottom of 16 and at the top of 17. All right. But now, so what does Sekhmet have to do with the Book of Gates and these 16 figures in the Book of Gates? Well, let's read it. First of all, well, let's go back. I gotta go back a little bit. I'm gonna point out in column 13, we have the word remech here. Okay, the word remech. And without getting too much details, let me just put y'all up onto something about the Book of Gates.
You should have been put us up on something, but go ahead.
In this scene right here, we have a clear example of the Egyptians' intentional methods of paronymy and punning. And so the Egyptians are telling us how they viewed the names of these four groups of people. And they're using associations. So for example, the name for themselves, which is Remech in column 13, it is derived from, and I don't mean a literal derivation or etymology, but this is figurative etymology at work. So the name Remech, which means people, in this case the Egyptians themselves.
So he said Remech means people. I say people also, I say mankind. But unless KMT is after RMT, it just means people.
It comes from the conceptual etymology of the word remech.
Remech. Remech comes from remech. So since it doesn't have vowels, WUDJAU in Amun-Ra Squad makes up how it sounds. Remech. Maybe you got it wrong and that's their name, the Remech or Reth. I don't know, not my lane, but I'm just showing you something. Let's go ahead.
In column 11. So it's from the remech or the tears. The word remech means the tears.
The tears.
So
remember the tears.
The tears of my brilliant eyes. See, it says the word here in the bottom of column 11 and column 12. From the tears of my brilliant eye, in you all's name, Renchen, in you all's name of the Remech. So it's from you get Remech to Remech. Remech is the tears from the god or Ra, and then you get Remech. All right, so having explained that, now we're gonna go over to Sekhmet. So remember, the Remech are first. So that's the explanation of their name. The next explanation is gonna be about the Amu. So below,
I don't believe that, but I'm gonna give it a pass.
So below this, you have the word Amu right here. And how the word Amu comes about is a play on the two words A and Mu. The word A means great or big, and Mu means water. So it's from the great waters that we have Amu, the sand dwellers, the vagabonds, the desert nomads.
Bear with me, people. I'm leading up to something. I have to show this first. Just bear with me and listen.
Okay, and we see that here. So we see the name Amu. Now, what's interesting is that after the mention of the word Amu, we have come into existence. We have Keper in Sin. They came into existence, Sekhmet. So she came into existence, Ni Sen, which is for them. So it literally says into existence comes Sekhmet for them.
In other words, I'm gonna show you what Sekhmet created these foreigners, right? But let's just listen real quick so you can understand.
And what does she do? She protects their soul. Ba. See this word ba in the top of 18? That's the word ba'u.
He said, like I was saying, Sekhmet protects their soul.
The plural form of the word ba, ba'u. Their souls or spirits.
She doesn't protect the Egyptian souls. She protects the Asiatic soul. So listen and pay attention.
So that's the role of Sekhmet in this particular text. She is protecting their souls. So I forgot who asked me earlier about the 9 bows and stuff like that. So if the Amu and the name was pejorative, the Egyptians don't say that that's the case, because they say the name comes figuratively from great waters, and Mu, together. And then on top of that, they got Sekhmet protecting them. Sekhmet is protecting them, etc. And then you get to Nehisiu. So let me go over here. So now we get into, so that's the
Paul. So this is the Asiatics, right? Foreigners, and this is the Nubians. And Heru is protecting the Nubians.
Let's see. That's them. And then by the time we get to the Nehisiu, where we see their name right here, we have the Nehbird, the twisted flag.
Oh, by the way, these pitch black men with the stripe is hold on. Is these same people with the stripe down here. Pitch black. Same people. This is the Nubian that they got on the walls. But let's go back to what WUDJAU was talking about.
Folded cloth, the quill chick, the kneeling man with the arm extended, and the plural stroke. That spells the word Nehisiu.
AKA Nubians.
So the Nehisiu, likewise, came into existence for them, but not Sekhmet. Who is this right here?
Heru.
Heru.
Exactly. And Heru does what? Nej, which is to protect what again? Ba'u, their souls. So instead of Sekhmet protecting the Nehisiu souls, it is Heru that's protecting their souls.
Okay, pause. So Sekhmet is protecting the souls of the Asiatics. Heru, because this is the cattle of Ra, and that's Heru we seen at the beginning. Heru is protecting their souls, and then he's going to go to the Libyans, and Sekhmet is protecting their souls. So Sekhmet protecting the Libyans, Heru protecting the Nubians, and Sekhmet protecting the Asiatics. Okay, understand that. Now, I'm going to move forward. A little bit, and here we go.
But I just thought that was interesting. I just wanted to show where Sekhmet was mentioned. Now Sekhmet is mentioned elsewhere as well in the text. All right, but anyway, so anyway, I don't think I was kind of a little long-winded with that. Yep, go ahead.
So I think it's, well, I'll just say I won't say a thing. Now people are missing something here. I guess these nasty Nubians, right? These who are rebellious. The Egyptians hate them. They're part of the 9 bowls, but yet one of their chief netchers is protecting their souls in the underworld.
Right.
Shouldn't they just boil in oil and be inverted with their heads cut off?
Exactly. But it's not.
Now, pause. He's clowning and being facetious and trying to joke. Like, oh, I thought they were enemies. Well, if they was enemies, then they would have. But no, as I showed you already, hold on. Let me make sure you see this right. The great hymn of Akhenaten, Aten is said to care even for the foreign people, and hence They are sheltered in the realm of the dead, according to the Book of Gates. Not according to Chief X, but according to what? The Book of Gates. When? Hour 5. The 5th hour. Guess who are the foreign people in the Book of Gates in hour 5? Well, let's go see again. You just showed us Nubians in the 5th hour of the Book of Gates, because the Nubians are protected by Heru. And it's only 2 other ones here, Asiatic and the Libyan. And the Libyan. Then you have the Asiatic. There is no Nubian. This is how you know that these are actually Nubians and foreigners. There's only 3 people that need protection in the Amduat, and that's the Nubian, the Asiatic, and the Libyan. The Egyptian don't need protection. And that is through the Egyptian story, not Chief X's story. Watch him co-sign it. Let's go.
Not. And that's what people gotta understand. That's why we can't project our modern ideologies backwards in it.
That's interesting.
Watch. Listen, here goes the question. The Egyptians didn't need protection. That's why there's no photo of them as 2 men. That's your second clue.
You know, in English, to question something was the word pray means to ask. And so in Old English they used to say, I pray you to fetch me a glass of water. Wow. That's how they used to say it. So the semantic scope is transferred, it's still there. But let me just show this thing. I still got it big on the screen. I want to show you all where Sekhmet is mentioned again. So listen, so Sekhmet protects the Asiatics, Heru protects the souls of the Nehisiu, and then the last group, which are the Chemehu, you see the word Chemehu, these 4 figures, they are protected by Sekhmet. And you see Sekhmet right here. The word Sekhmet, that's the determinative, and then her whole name. So her whole name is in this column. And so again, it says, came into existence for them, Sekhmet.
Now, just follow the words, came into existence for them, Sekhmet, because Sekhmet created the 3 foreign races.
To protect their souls. So you see Ba'u, you see the word Nej again, and then you have the word Ba, and then the plural strokes are in the next column, so Ba'u. So Sekhmet protects both the Libyans and the Asiatics. All right, Heru protects the Nehisiu. But what's interesting is if all 3 of them protected, who protects the Egyptians?
This is the lie by omission that WUDJAU left off, right? He only brought it up because someone asked a question about Sekhmet. But he knew this the whole time, but he's too fixated on trying to make these people Egyptians. So he won't look wrong, and he won't seem like Chief X debunked him. But I did. I cleaned up all these niggas on that shit. The only reason they're talking about the Theban mapping project is because Chief X brought it up. So now, guess what? The Theban mapping project is a topic of discussion in the conscious community now. Why? Because Chief X brought it up and debunked these cats. So he's here lying, trying to say he's correcting the Theban mapping project, which is a project put together by a university in Egypt. So he's going against the university and every international scholar on earth. And he made this video to save face because Chief X exposed this nigga.
There ain't no protection up here. Why? Because they don't need it. They are the cattle. All of them are the cattle of Ra.
See? They are the cattle of Ra. The Egyptians don't need protection. That's why in the Amduat, there's only the 3 foreigners because they need protection. Because they were enemies also. You got to protect them. Because they were foreigners and enemies. So the Egyptians had a heart. And showed grace to the Nubians and their other enemies, the Asiatics, who was their enemy, and the Libyans, who was also sometimes their enemy. The Egyptian is nowhere in it. There's no picture of 2 Egyptians in the 5th hour of the Book of Gates in the tomb of Ramses. They're in the tomb of Ramses, right? But they're of this stock in the Book of Gates. The 4 men the Book of Gates is talking about. And this is a Nubian always. This is the same exact person as these pitch black Nubians in pairs of 2 right here. Actually, it's a pair of 4, but it's just a close-up of 2. Okay? Only 3 men because they required protection. The Egyptians aren't there because they're the cattle of Ra. They are the fucking Egyptians who did all this shit. So that's one clue how you know that these are the fucking Nubians in the 5th hour of the Book of Gates. Because what? Culturally, the way they dress, all the scholars say so, and the Egyptian stories says so. WUDJAU has been lying and deceiving you guys. Now, let's clarify even further. Okay? This is about the Book of Gates. Hour 5. Okay? Let's go down. And it says what? In the bottom register, Horus leans upon a staff watching over the 4 groups of 4 men representing the 4 races of mankind. RMT, remit. That's what mankind is. Then here, they got Reth. They don't have RMT for the Egyptian. They call them Reth. It's short for, I'm not sure. Amu, Asiatic people. Nahisu, the Nubians, and other African races. Tamahu, the fair-skinned Libyans. Sekhmet is mentioned in the text connected with this section, but does not appear in the images because she's in the glyphs above them. She's not in the images, okay? In front of them, 12 bearded gods hold the body of a long serpent who represents time. They are called holders of a period of the time and Ament. In front of them are a further 8 bearded gods, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let me get to this real quick. So you can understand, so you can get it. I've got to get this up. Okay, here we go. We talk about Horus. Remember we said Heru or Horus, same thing. In Sekhmet, created those 3 foreigners or enemies. Horus says to the creatures of Ra, who dwell in the black land, Kemet, Egypt, and in the red land, the deserts which lie on each side of the black land, magical protection be over you. Magical protection be over you, O creatures of Ra. There's Ra's creatures? He made them? Okay. Who have come into being from the great one, who is at the head of heaven, let there be breath to your nostrils, and let your linen wrappings be loosened. You are the tears. Remember, he was talking about tears of the eye of my splendor. In your name of wrath, the Egyptians. Mighty of issue, you have to being in your name of Amu, the Asiatics. Sekhmet has created them. And it is she who delivers, avenges their souls. Now, why does someone's soul need to be avenged? Because they were an enemy to the Egyptians. So they got protection and some grace, and she avenges their soul. Sekhmet has created them. And it is she who delivers, avenges their soul. I masturbated to produce you. She made them. And I was content with the hundreds of thousands of beings who came forth from me in your name of Nehisu, Nubians. Now, Horus made them to come into being, and it is he who avenges their soul. So Horus, like I said earlier, avenges and protects the Nubians. She got the Amu and the Tamahu. Only three. Let's finish. Mighty of issue of you who come into being in your name of Amu. Sekhmet has created them, and it is she who delivers, avenges their soul. I masturbated to produce you, and I was content with the hundreds of thousands of beings who came forth from me in your name of Nehisu, from her. Okay, Horus made them to come into being, and it is he who avenges their soul. I sought out my eye, and you came into being in your name of Tamahu. Sekhmet has created them, and she avenges their souls. Who is they? Only these three people. The Amu, the Nehisu, and the Tamahu. Right? The only three people, the one, the two, and the three. There is no Egyptian with figures like this in there. Because, as WUDJAU told you, they are the cattle of Ra, and they don't need protection. Huh? That's why the Egyptians are not in there. These are the Egyptians, and WUDJAU and them been lying to you and trying to say that these are the Egyptians. They're busted. They're Nubians. And I explain why. So not only, and we got 3 points of reference of why they are Nubians. Culturally, the scholars say so, and the Egyptian story says so. The Egyptian story does not say these are the Egyptians. WUDJAU has been bullshitting you niggas all goddamn day long, yesterday, all week long, because he's caught in a lie. So he's trying to tell you he's a big bad motherfucker, and he's going to correct every scholar on earth and switch these people to Egyptians when you know damn well that they're Nubian. How are you falling for WUDJAU's mess? Smash Rockwell's mess. Ank's mess. Asar's mess. How are you going to correct the Theban Mapping Project, what is a project of the American Research Center in Egypt? Represented by the American University in Cairo, American Research Center in Egypt, American Research Center in Egypt. WUDJAU is trying to tell you ignorant niggas they even got diversity statements. RC, American Research Center in Egypt. Visit the Thieving Mapping Project, right? What about them? About us, the American Research Center in Egypt actively supports scholarship. If you got some scholarship to overturn anything they're saying, they allow you to submit the information and they have a submission link. WUDJAU and Asar and them still haven't done it, and they will not because they know they are wrong. Training and conservation efforts in Egypt through grants, field work, and field schools, okay? Where is it? What I want to do? Hold on 1 second. Here, you have an office in Virginia. You can call them. Let's find their number. Hold on. Don't you move. We're going to put an end to this bullshit. Sick of this. I'm sick of these lying ass motherfuckers. One second. Don't you move. Don't you move. Let me find this. Let me find this. Hold on, people. Hold on. Hold on, people. Hold on. Hold on, people. Hold on. Hold on. Don't you move. Don't you move. So they even have a YouTube channel, right? Where scholars talk about different stuff all the time. These are all their YouTube videos. Dr. Faya, Dr. Louise. They break it up. So why don't Osar and WUDJAU go to these professionals who run this and talk to them? Have that shit changed. They won't because they're wrong. All these videos. Get on this motherfucker and talk. Leave a message. I mean, hold on. But right here, you can contact them. I sent in a query. I'm waiting for a reply right now. You put in your name, your email address, subject, right? Type the subject matter. Say, hey, we disagree. We think them pitch black people are Egyptians. Write the goddamn message. Submit it. This is the American University in Cairo. International school. They're trying to tell you all these scholars, all these graduates are wrong, and they're right. That's what they're trying to tell you. This entire university and everybody who went there and everybody who went to the Theban Mapping Project, right? Anyone who's went here, visited tomb, they all 100% agree that those are Nubians. The only people on earth who don't agree and lie about it is WUDJAU, Smash Rockwell, and Asar, and any other Afrocentric crony. Okay? And the reason why they made this elaborate lie up and are miseducating you, because they're trying to make you think the ancient Egyptians is black. These niggas will lie, cheat, and steal to make the ancient Egyptians black. Wallace Budge calls them Reth. That's what Wallace Budge says. I want to go with Wallace Budge. Fuck them niggas. Okay? Let me just go somewhere else real quick. Art of ancient Egyptians race. They even call her Reth here. Egyptians are Reth. Tamahu Nubian. Now, everybody is saying Reth. But only in the conscious community I keep hearing Remich. RMT. Well, let's just go see what RMT means. I mean, hold on. All I know. Hold on. 1 second. Somebody's trying to change something. Hold on. Because it's not there no more. Hold on. Don't move. Hold on, y'all. You know what? Fuck that shit. Hold on. Okay. So, these are the Egyptians, right? These are the Nubians in the 5th hour of the Book of Gates. I mean, I can't make this any more plainer. Now, you have to force WUDJAU to ask him, why are just the foreigners in the Amduat being protected? And where's the picture of the Egyptians? So he skips over that. I noticed when he was doing this video today. Hold on, which video is it? Let me see.
But in later phases of the Middle Kingdom and Second Kingdom.
Hold on, let me just see. That ain't it. He did this video today called Afternoon Kibble and Chill, right? So hold on. And he's just going over and over and over and over, trying to cover and trying. But today he was calling these people Nubians. But when it's here, he calls them something else. This is really strange by him. Let me read some comments. Chef Ran, you got to go rewind this sucker, man. You go to the beginning. Please go to the beginning. What she said. I'm just reading some comments. Hold on. Just reading some comments. Christ Withers, you may have to watch some of my other videos if you haven't. These are just follow-up videos. So you may have to go back and do your homework to get a better understanding of this circus we've been doing, operating in. And these circus monkeys who are lying. WUDJAU like to use the circus community. He's in the circus community. And he's one of the circus monkeys in the community. Okay? I think ain't really no questions. Yeah, so let's just go back real quick. They're talking about the 4 races of men and the races of mankind. Everywhere you look on many of them, it's always telling you Reth is the Egyptians. Okay, wherever I've been looking, that's all I've been seeing, right? And Reth, everywhere I look, that's all I've been seeing. Wallace E. Budge, he says Reth, right? I mean, what can I say? Reth here, the Egyptians. There was something else here I wanted to talk about. Before I end this. No, that's not it. Okay, anyway, this is Wallace Budge, Egyptian Hieroglyphic Dictionary, where he uses Reth. And in this hieroglyphic dictionary, he says RMT equals people or mankind. On other sources, it says RMT in KMT. Now, that means people of Egypt. Okay, but if it's not the KMT at the end, then it's confusion. It could mean anything. So you understand that Sekhmet created the 3 foreigners or the 3 men and avenges their souls and protects them. I mean, are we clear? If you guys had good listening comprehension today or tonight, you'd get it. If you just in denial about history, you're gonna still argue. But I've made this plain. I don't see how I can make it any plainer. If you came in the middle, rewind this motherfucker. If you came at the end, rewind this motherfucker and watch it over. Okay? That's all I got to say. And that is why there is no Egyptian in those pictures. Because this is the Egyptian. Anytime you see a pitch black, 100% of the time Nubian. Don't ever believe anybody, no matter what they say, how even if they sound so convincing, never believe them. Listen to me. Those are the Nubians. And these are the Egyptians, or this photo is the Egyptians. These are the 4 races of mankind. And these 3 needed protection in the Amduat. He didn't. He is the cattle of Ra. He is the Egyptian. He need to be protected. All right, y'all, I'm out.